10 deadliest natural disaster in the Philippines. Typhoon Washi, known locally in the Philippines as Typhoon Sendong, was a tropical cyclone that struck the Philippines in December 2011. It was a relatively weak storm in terms of wind speed, but it caused catastrophic flooding and landslides due to heavy rainfall. Washi made landfall on December 16, 2011, primarily affecting the island of Mindanao. The cities of Cagayan and Iligan were among the hardest hit. The storm caused rivers to overflow, leading to flash floods that inundated communities, swept away homes, and caused extensive damage. The disaster resulted in the deaths of over 1,200 people, with many more reported missing. Additionally, hundreds of thousands of people were displaced. Number 9. Guinsorgan Leyte landslide. The Guinsorgan landslide occurred on February 17, 2006, in the village of Guinsorgan in St. Bernard, southern Leyte, Philippines. The landslide was triggered by heavy rainfall over a period of 10 days and a minor earthquake on the day of the disaster. The massive landslide buried the entire village, including an elementary school, where classes were in session. The disaster claimed the lives of around 1,126 people, making it one of the deadliest landslides in Philippine history. Rescue efforts were hampered by the vast amount of mud and debris, and only a few survivors were found. The tragedy drew international attention and highlighted the vulnerability of certain areas in the Philippines to natural disasters due to their geological and climatic conditions. Number 8. Mayon Volcano Eruption 1814. The Mayon volcano eruption of 1814 is one of the most catastrophic volcanic events in Philippine history. The eruption occurred on February 1, 1814, and is considered the most destructive eruption of Mayon volcano to date. The eruption produced massive pyroclastic flows, lava flows, and ashfall that buried entire towns. The town of Cogsawa was the hardest hit, where the famous Cogsawa church was destroyed, leaving only its belfry standing, which remains a historical landmark. The eruption resulted in the deaths of an estimated 1,200 people. Many of the fatalities were caused by the pyroclastic flows and collapsing roofs. Number 7. Taal Volcano Eruption 1911. The Taal Volcano Eruption of 1911 was one of the deadliest volcanic events in the history of the Philippines. The eruption occurred on January 30, 1911, and it was characterized by a violent explosion that produced pyroclastic flows, ashfall, and volcanic lightning. The eruption killed approximately 1,335 people, with many of the fatalities occurring in the towns surrounding Taal Lake, including Talisay, Tamawan, and Taal. The 1911 eruption devastated the area, destroying homes, infrastructure, and agricultural lands. The eruption also caused significant changes to the landscape of Taal Volcano Island and the surrounding region. The eruption was sudden and intense, catching many residents off guard, which contributed to the high death toll. Number 6. Typhoon Ike. Typhoon Ike, known in the Philippines as Typhoon Nitang, was a powerful and deadly typhoon that struck the Philippines in September 1984. It was one of the most destructive typhoons to hit the country during that decade. Ike reached its peak intensity with winds of up to 145 miles per hour, 230 kilometers per hour. The typhoon caused extensive damage, particularly in the Visayas and Mindanao regions. In Surigao City, the storm's surge and high winds resulted in significant destruction. Approximately 1,492 people were killed, and hundreds of thousands were left homeless. The agricultural sector suffered heavily, with crops and infrastructure severely impacted. Number 5. Baguio City earthquake. The Baguio City earthquake refers to the devastating earthquake that struck Luzon in the Philippines on July 16, 1990. The earthquake had a magnitude of 7.8 and caused widespread destruction, particularly in Baguio City. The quake was one of the deadliest in Philippine history, resulting in approximately 1,600 fatalities. Number 4. Morro Gulf Earthquake. The Morro Gulf earthquake refers to a major seismic event that occurred on August 16, 1976, in the Morro Gulf region of Mindanao, the Philippines. It registered a magnitude of 7.9 and was followed by a tsunami. The earthquake and the resulting tsunami caused extensive damage and loss of life, with estimates of around 5,000 to 8,000 fatalities. The event is one of the deadliest natural disasters in Philippine history. The affected areas experienced significant destruction, particularly along the coastlines where the tsunami wave struck. Number 3. Typhoon Bofar. Typhoon Bofar, known locally in the Philippines as Typhoon Pablo, was a powerful and destructive tropical cyclone that struck the Philippines in December 2012. It was one of the strongest tropical cyclones ever recorded to hit Mindanao, a region typically less affected by typhoons. Bofar reached peak intensity as a Category 5 super typhoon, with sustained winds of 175 miles per hour, 280 kilometers per hour. It caused widespread devastation, particularly in the provinces of Davao Oriental and Compostela Valley. The typhoon resulted in severe flooding, landslides, and extensive damage to infrastructure and agriculture. Approximately 1,900 people were killed or went missing, and hundreds of thousands were displaced. The economic damage was estimated at over $1 billion USD. Number 2. Tropical Storm Thelma. Tropical Storm Thelma, also known in the Philippines as Typhoon Yuring, was a deadly tropical storm that struck the Philippines in November 1991. Despite being relatively weak in terms of wind speed, Thelma caused catastrophic flooding due to heavy rainfall. The worst hit area was Ormoc City on the island of Leyte, where flash floods and landslides led to the deaths of around 5,000 people. Thelma is one of the deadliest tropical cyclones in Philippine history, highlighting the severe impact that heavy rain and flooding can have even from weaker storms. Number 1. Super Typhoon Haiyan. Typhoon Yolanda, internationally known as Typhoon Haiyan, was one of the strongest tropical cyclones ever recorded. It struck the Philippines on November 8, 2013, bringing catastrophic destruction to parts of the Visayas region, particularly the islands of Leyte and Samar. Haiyan reached Category 5 strength, with maximum sustained winds of 195 miles per hour, 315 kilometers per hour, and even higher gusts. The storm surge it generated caused massive flooding, wiping out entire communities. Tacloban City in Leyte was among the hardest hit, with thousands of lives lost and widespread devastation. The official death toll from Typhoon Haiyan was over 6,300, with more than 1,000 people reported missing. The typhoon displaced millions, destroyed homes, and severely damaged infrastructure and agriculture, leading to an estimated $0.98 billion in economic losses. Please don't forget to subscribe for more video.